A very good morning, class 10th. Children, in today's revision, I have selected the eye disorders, namely myopia and hypermetropia, so that we can revise the questions which are very frequently coming in boards based on these figures. Okay, so these diagrams are really important with respect to boards. That's why I have taken these two pictures and we will be discussing all the questions related to this figure. First of all, understand that myopia, which is also known as short sightedness, that means how you can link it. The hint behind this linking is myopia is a shorter word comparatively. Lengthwise, it is shorter, so it is short sightedness. When you talk about the other defect, that is hypermetropia or hyperopia, one and the same thing. Hypermetropia or hyperopia, that's one and the same thing. Comparatively, a longer word, so it is long sightedness. What do you mean by short sightedness? It means that the person is capable of seeing the nearer objects but is not able to see the farther ones, right? And the reason behind is, you have to listen to me very carefully here. Just see that I have written short sightedness. The other name is short sightedness for myopia. It is corrected by using a concave lens. We will be describing why concave lens is used here. First of all, let us discuss why this defect occurs, right? We know very well when things are more spherical, right? In that case, it will be converging things very soon. And normally, to have a normal vision, the uh, point of intersection when the light enters the eye, the point of intersection when this light is converged, it should be falling somewhere on the yellow spot, right? But when we talk about the defects, you see that either that point of intersection is before yellow spot or it is formed in the latter figure. You will be understanding that the point of intersection goes beyond the spot. This is something abnormal. It should be, I mean, this point of intersection should be on the yellow spot, this way, right? Why this is happening, why people are facing this problem? Particularly, this is the problem of I mean, the moment you gain age, at that time this problem occurs naturally, but some other stress factors are also there which can cause this problem. Now you see that normally, in the defect in this figure, the normal light is entering, and you see, since the you can see that this eyeball is slightly spherical. Actually, I edited the picture. Usually when you get this figure in boards, at that time you might not have the alteration in the sphere of the eye, right? It may be as round as it is normally, because they want to confuse you. At that time you have to look towards the point of intersection, right? But sometimes, if you are lucky enough, you might have the kind of image where the eye is also shown somewhat compressed. See, somewhat compressed, as if it is compressed from top to bottom. Either you use the word compressing from or pressing from top to bottom. Please completely write this statement, because you are asked the question many a times that what are the two possible reasons or what are the two factors due to which this myopia can occur. At that time, your first reason comes as the eyeball is compressed from top to bottom, or the eyeball is lengthened from front to back. So, this starting point and ending point should be mentioned. Merely writing that lengthening of the eyeball and not mentioning from where to where, and merely writing compressing the eyeball will not work here. You have to mention the direction, from either it is lengthening from front to back or it is compressing from top to bottom. So I hope this first reason for having myopia is clear to you and you are able to write the full statement now. And second reason is that for any reason, for any reason, if your eye lens becomes more spherical, more curved, right? So your two reasons are, one is lengthening or compressing, and second one is if the lens becomes too curved. For myopia, if the lens becomes too curved, that is the second reason. So children, mark these two answers. Whenever this kind of figure is there, the reasons for having this disorder, they are always asked, and in that case one is related to the shape of the lens and the other one is related to the shape of the eye. Right. So one is the lengthening and compressing of the eye, either from top to bottom or from, use the words properly, compression from top to bottom and stretching or lengthening from front to back. You should visualize that how, from which, in which direction you will be lengthening eye to get this kind of compressed ball. Right. So please mark my words. And because when I saw that this question was there in quarterlies and many students, they lost marks while writing the answer, what are the possible reasons for having this defect? In that case you have to take care that you are writing the full statement, right? Second thing is, you are asked to mention the lens which is used to correct this disorder, and in that case just remember the word save, right? So S for short sightedness and AVE, this is actually rhyming with concave, right? So for short sightedness it is concave, right? This disorder is actually corrected by concave lens. How it can correct the disorder? You see that here the disorder lens is placed. Concave lens is basically a diverging lens. It is thick at the edges and thin at the center. This kind of shape of the lens is basically diverging. That means if a narrow beam of light is coming, it will be scattered this way. So it's a diverging kind of lens. You can see that here the light is coming. Otherwise, if straight line would have gone in, it would have intersected somewhere in front of yellow spot. But we did not allow it. We corrected the defect, and in that case, since you have placed the concave lens here, the diverging lens, in that case this light, which was quite narrow initially because you were basically this particular lens is diverging the light this way, see, and this will lead to extension in the area, intersecting area, ultimately leading to the formation of image right on the yellow spot. So understand that myopia, also known as short sightedness, people with myopia can see nearer objects but have difficulty in viewing farther objects. Then this particular disorder is corrected by concave lens, because concave lens is a diverging kind of lens which actually splits the light. It actually scatters the light to a wider coverage so that the point of intersection is extended to retina, to the yellow spot on retina. Always remember that in myopia the point of intersection is always before yellow spot, but in hypermetropia it will be after. Right? Children, please remember these words, these questions. If the figure is there, the questions are for sure. Whatever I have told you, how it is corrected, what happens in myopia, what are the two possible reasons, right? And then which lens is used to correct, and draw the figure. Let me tell you, this is also there. Draw the figure when concave lens is used, how the disorder is corrected. In that case you should be knowing how concave lens appears and what exactly happens when you correct the defect, right? So just take care of these questions and the answers, and associated with such figures are some definitions. You may have one more question to make it a complete 5 marks question. You may have one more question like, what do you mean by stereoscopic vision? I'll be telling you what is stereoscopic vision in the next video, but as of now you understand that such kind of definition. What do you mean by presbyopia? Which is the common eye defect of old age? What happens in cataract? So remember that all the disorders are important, though this particular figure is based on myopia, but one or two questions from generally from eye disorders can be asked. I hope you will listen to this very carefully. So keep this in mind and revise these diagrams along with the corrections the way I have told you. One more thing, children, you have to keep in mind whenever you are correcting the image, right? Whenever you are putting the lens, always draw the arrows on the light rays. Please do that. It should always be represented by the arrow. Otherwise, rest of the answers I have told you, you may note them down anywhere, or if you are able to retain them just merely by watching the video, fair enough. Okay, thank you.